Are you looking for 10 best things to do in Great Barrier Reef? The Great Barrier Reef, the world's biggest coral reef system, is a haven for water sports activities enthusiasts. Whether you are skimming the seafloor, coursing atop the surface, or hovering via the air in a helicopter, your excursion of the reef is positive to go away a long-lasting impression. And even as it could be tough to rip your eyes far from the captivating marine scene, do not forget to store time for the mainland sites. Hop aboard to educate certain for a rainforest village or have interaction with indigenous creatures on the wildlife habitat Port Douglas and Hartley's Crocodile Adventures. Here is the list of 10 best things to do in Great Barrier Reef. 1. Great Barrier Reef diving and snorkeling. Many site visitors say the Great Barrier Reef is first-class visible via a scuba mask. However, it is no small feat to traverse the area's dive spots. When deciding on which areas to discover, do not forget your talent stage, the quantity of tour worried, and the experience duration in that area. 2 of the maximum famous diving and snorkeling locales are indexed below. Cairns Reefs, hosting a kaleidoscope of fish, sea turtles, and humpback whales. Cairns Reefs are teeming with natural world, known domestically because the Outer Barrier Reef. Those reefs are perfect for first-time divers and households due to the 1 to 3 hour tour instances from Cairns Reef Fleet Terminal. Popular spots through Cairns encompass Michaelmas Cay, Moore Reef, Green Island, and Hastings Reef. Ocean-free, Sea Star Cruises, and Tusa Dive all provide loads of half up to full-day cruises. Diving and snorkeling cruise programs begin at $205 Australian dollars consistent with person and all $120 for every child. 2. Cairns. If you propose on exploring the long way northern half of Queensland, Cairns gives a handy domestic base. About 1,500 miles north of Sydney, Cairns boasts the nearest mainland get right of entry to the Great Barrier Reef. One moat of Cairns is one of these famous access factor to the reef is its airport. While there are some of nearby airports dotting the Queensland coast, Cairns hosts the best worldwide airport with inside the North Brisbane, and Gold Coast welcome worldwide passengers with inside the South. But even as the metropolis presents a positive jumping-off factor for reef explorations, it additionally touts its very own sites. And at the site of loads of stores and eating places, Cairns hosts masses of accommodations options. From steeply priced 5 super mega celebrity homes to budget pleasant hostels, you can be right here to find out the reef. However, Cairns is really well worth exploring. 2. Travelers propose on foot alongside the Cairns Esplanade and swimming in its adjoining lagoon. A plethora of picnic regions and eateries also can be discovered through the boardwalk, and a few document seeing colorful lorikeets with inside the timber and pelicans floating at the water. Other must-go-to sites encompass the Cairns Botanic Gardens and the Atherton Tablelands. 3. Whitehaven Beach. It's the maximum photographed seashore in all of Australia, and after one study its white sands, you will recognize why. Stretching throughout extra than 4 miles of Whitsunday Island's east coast, Whitehaven Beach is made of 98% natural white silica. These alabaster sands save you warmth retention. That means you might not sense like you are taking walks throughout a string of warm coals even as wandering alongside the swirling azure shoreline. When you are now no longer diving or snorkeling with inside the beautiful beryl-tinted waters, current vacationers propose taking a quick hike to the Hill Inlet Lookout at Tongue Point for picture-graph ops and panoramic vistas. But hold in mind, jellyfish are considerable in Queensland in summertime season and fall, so you will want to put on defensive tools in case you plan on swimming at some point of those seasons. Past site visitors additionally recommend the usage of sufficient sunscreen with an excessive SPF to keep away from getting burned. 4. Hamilton Island. If the diving spots closest to the Queensland coast are too crowded for you, do not forget hiking some miles east of the mainland to Hamilton Island. It's the most important inhabited island of the Whitsundays, but 70% of it stays undeveloped. Besides its extraordinary diving, Hamilton Island is a high spot for cruising and capabilities services like bars and eating places, a marina, and Cat's Eye Beach. Australia's best 18-hole golfing route on a personal island is likewise located simply offshore on Dent Island. Previous site visitors cherish sorting out the stores and eating places on the Hamilton Island Marina and trekking to the pinnacle of Passage Peak, the island's maximum factor. Many additionally recommend renting water sports activities device like kayaks, paddleboards, and snorkeling tools at Cat's Eye Beach at some point of excessive tide. 5. Townsville. Located through the imperative segment of the Great Barrier Reef, Townsville is readily located among Cairns and the Whitsunday Islands. It sits a quick ferry experience far from Magnetic Island and Palm Island. However, site visitors will locate an array of sights to discover inside its metropolis limits. Reef HQ Aquarium, the most important residing coral reef aquarium inside the world, overlooks Ross Creek through Breakwater Marina and the Strand, a beachfront prom that capabilities motorcycle paths, picnic spots, a water park, a fishing pier, and numerous eating places and bars, is right for a leisurely walk and swim. Previous vacationers stated the Strand is a must-go-to for households, mentioning its sufficient playgrounds and loose water park as highlights. Many additionally loved the perspectives furnished on the pinnacle of Castle Hill, however counseled that the stroll may be a chunk strenuous for site visitors who aren't in shape. Other standout attractions encompass the animal-centered Billabong Sanctuary and the ancient Jezin Barracks. 6. Great Barrier Reef Sailing. As the wind-powered craft clips alongside the coral sea, a tropical breeze teases your hair even as the sea spits sea spray to your arms. You drop anchor inside swimming distance of an uninhabited island or cay and spend a day exploring. Whether you are on a multi-day cruise or a brief jaunt off the mainland, cruising alongside the Great Barrier Reef is a must-do. If you are trying to sail north of Cairns, you will experience the first-class cruising climate among June and November for most efficient situations year-round. Head farther south to the waters surrounding the Whitsunday Islands. A bevy of operators, which include I Sail Whitsundays and Sail, provide journeys on tall ships, maxi yachts, and catamarans to locations everywhere in the region. As site visitors particularly loved cruising tours through Hamilton Island and Whitehaven Beach. Trips begin at $474 Australian dollars, consistent with man or woman, and encompass or extra nights at sea, water sports activities device, and all meals. 7. Air tours. After getting a fish-eye view of the reef, enjoy a bird's attitude of specific attractions like Heart Reef and Hook Reef with an air excursion. According to current vacationers, hovering above the chain of islands and rainforest is a must-do enjoy, and with the area's plethora of companies and excursion programs to be had, there are masses of excessive flying adventures to pick from. Tour operators to be had across the Great Barrier Reef encompass GBR Helicopters, Air Whitsunday, GSL Aviation, and Hamilton Island Air. GBR Helicopters give scenic flights from Cairns and Port Douglas. However, in case you're primarily based totally farther south close to Hartley Beach, you could book a flight with Air Whitsunday or GSL Aviation for journeys to the Whitsunday Islands. And for the ones staying on Hamilton Island, there is Hamilton Island Air, which capabilities excursions that leave from the island's Great Barrier Reef Airport. 8. Wildlife Habitat Port Douglas. The Wildlife Habitat Port Douglas is a natural world sanctuary that strives to sell conservation via up-near encounters with its creatures. You'll have get right of entry to 4 immersion exhibits: the woodland, wetlands, rainforest, and savanna, in which you could feed and contact animals like pythons, kangaroos, crocodiles, and pelicans. But the attraction's foremost draw is its koalas, which may be held for picture-graph ops. Past site visitors cherished interacting with the habitat's koalas and kangaroos. However, vacationers suggested combined emotions approximately the studies covered with upgraded tickets, particularly the lorikeet lunches. 9. Hartley's Crocodile Adventures. Visitors who need to experience a near stumble upon with Australia's specific animals will love sorting out Hartley's Crocodile Adventures. Though the primary draw of this natural world habitat is its crocodiles, vacationers may also see kangaroos and koalas, in addition to lesser regarded creatures like cassowaries and quaws. According to current site visitors, Hartley's Crocodile Adventures is a pleasant facility packed with indigenous animals. Although a few have been to begin with skeptical approximately visiting, many stated this attraction's exciting suggests an informed group of workers past their expectations. Must-do sports encompass taking place a lagoon cruise, journeying the crocodile farm, and looking the snake show. Travelers additionally propose paying greater to keep and take a picture-graph with one of the property's koalas. 10. Kuranda Scenic Railway. If you want a smash from exploring the reef, why now no longer move 1,076 toes above sea stage with an experience at the Kuranda Scenic Railway. Departing from Cairns, the Educate takes an hour adventure via the top Barren Gorge earlier than attaining Kuranda, regarded as the village inside the rainforest. Along the winding route, you will weave beyond gushing waterfalls and plush greenery, even as listening to observation at the railway's history. Upon your arrival in Kuranda, you will have your choose of sports, get to recognize the natural world on the Australian Butterfly Sanctuary or the Kuranda Koala Gardens, or stretch your legs at the Barren Gorge National Park taking walks trails. While a few beyond-site visitors bemoan the excessive price tag price, others love the specific enjoy and breathtaking perspectives. Some additionally counsel that the city of Kuranda is a chunk touristy and expensive, and some recommend it in opposition to becoming a member of this tour on a warm day because the antique educate motors lack air conditioning. For morning departures to Kuranda, you could board on the Cairns railway station or the freshwater connection. Trains departing from Cairns go away at 8:30 or 9:30 a.m., even as trains leaving from freshwater leave at 8:55 and 9:55 a.m. when it is time to move lower back to Cairns. Trains leave Kuranda at 2 and 3:30 p.m.